Hello, my name is Heshant Sirivardhana. This is my recorded presentation for Assessment 1 of the module Cloud Computing and the Internet of Things. My presentation today offers a critical analysis of accountability of Internet of Things systems. I'll be examining the legal, social, ethical, and professional challenges that come with deploying IoT at scale. We'll be drawing primarily on a 2018 IEEE research article by Singh, Pilat, Reed, Bay, and Crowcroft titled Accountability in the IoT Systems Law and Ways Forward. So let me begin. Why IoT accountability matters now? The Internet of Things is no longer niche or emerging technology. It is already woven into the fabric of daily life. By 2025, estimates suggest around 75 billion connected devices will be in operation worldwide. We are talking about smart home appliances, wearable health monitors, industrial sensors, traffic management systems, and connected medical devices, all generating vast continuous streams of data. GDPR, which is the most advanced data protection legislation in the world, allows regulators to import fines up to 20 million euros for serious breaches. These are the main contributions and scopes in the research paper: systems framing, legal analysis, technical direction. Next, IoT as a systems of systems. Why accountability is hard. One of the most valuable conceptual contributions of this paper is its framing of the IoT as a systems of system, and the diagram on this slide captures why that matters for accountability. Look at a typical IoT processing chain. At one end, you have physical sensors, temperature readers, location trackers, cameras, biometric monitors. That data passes through the gateway or a device, then into cloud infrastructure, then through analytics and machine learning pipelines, and finally out to actuators that produce real-world physical effects. Now here's the critical point. Each of these components may be owned, managed, and operated by completely different organizations, potentially in a different country, under a different legal jurisdiction, with different compliance obligations and commercial incentives. These are three accountability fault lines in IoT: governance and responsibility, privacy and surveillance, safety and security. Now let me turn into legal dimension, because this is where the paper's analysis is particularly sharp and where I want to add my own critical perspective. GDPR was designed around a relatively straightforward model: one data controller processing identifiable personal data for a defined purpose with a clear legal basis. But in a system of systems, none of those assumptions hold. You have multiple data controllers. Processing chains are dynamic and change at runtime. Data is repurposed in ways that were never anticipated at point of collection. This creates serious practical problems. GDPR's principles of purpose limitations. The idea that data should be only be used for purpose for which it was collected. Almost impossible to enforce when the same sensor data flows through the chains of independent organizations and is processed in a ways that nobody fully foresaw at the outset. Next, moving into the privacy, surveillance, and the ethical deficit. Beyond the legal framework, I want to highlight some ethical and social dimensions that believe the paper treats too lightly, and this forms part of my critical evaluation. The first, what researchers call the aggregation problem. Then there are also serious fairness concerns. Machine learning models embedded into IoT systems can amplify existing social biases, leading discriminatory outcomes in areas like insurance pricing, access to services, or even interactions with the justice systems. But there is even deeper issues, which can human dignity. A world of perceived census erodes the basic concept of private space, the freedom to exit without being watched, measured, and profiled. Next, moving into the accountability mechanism. This comparison table synthesizes the six main accountability mechanisms discussed both in paper and subsequent research, evaluating each against what it actually addresses, where its limitations lie, and its current status. What stands out from this analysis is that no single mechanism is sufficient. GDPR provides important legal rights but was not designed for the IoT's dynamic. Next, moving into strengths gaps. Let me now offer my critical evaluation of the paper, which is in my review most important part of the analysis. The paper's strengths are genuine. It is rare and valuable piece of interdisciplinary scholarship, bridging computer science and legal research. In a way was uncommon at that time. Its framing of the IoT as a systems of systems correctly identifies the structural root cause of accountability failure, not individual misbehavior, but emerged complexity. Technical recommendations have proven precision. Federation learnings, TEEs, and data provenance have all gained significant traction in the years since. But there are real blind spots. The paper, predominantly Eurocentric, its legal analysis centers almost entirely on GDPR and European frameworks, and says virtually nothing about how accountability challenges manifest in Global South, where the data protection laws are weaker, enforcement capacity is more limited, and IoT deployments are growing rapidly. IoT security incidents. The chart provides concrete evidence for the accountability gaps that the paper describes. Based on the data adapted from annual threat landscape reports, IoT security incidents grew from approximately 32,000 in 2018 to over 400,000 by 2024. Conclusions and the way forward. So, what conclusions can we draw from the analysis? In this paper, make compelling case that IoT accountability is fundamentally a socio-technical problem, one that cannot be resolved by law alone or by technology alone, but requires both working together with a coherent governance framework. That argument has held up well in 2018, and subsequent developments in regulations and technology broadly support their diagnosis. However, my analysis lead me to three recommendations that go further than the paper purposes. First, we need to layer legal reforms. GDPR necessary but insufficient. We need IoT specific liability regimes, including strict liability provisions for life critical appliances and applications. Second, technical accountability must be treated as a baseline requirement, not an optional enhancement. Third, and most fundamentally, we need inclusive global governance and accountability frameworks that center on the GDPR jurisdictions leaves the majority of the world's IoT deployments. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope this analysis help to demonstrate that accountability in the Internet of Things is not simply a technical or legal problem. It is a question of who we hold the responsibility for the technologies that are increasingly shaping our lives.